about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, yeah, it is me. It is me. It's Beast Mode. Today is Thursday. Oh, it is. It is, guys. Until midnight, it is Thursday. And it is April the 21st, 2022. Now, some of you who maybe partook a little bit too much on the day of yesters probably enjoyed 420 Day a little bit too much, but that's okay. If you can't make it today, that's all right. You can send a personal check in a self-addressed closed envelope to It's Beast Mode at awesomeness.com. Don't actually do that. On today's date in history, on the 21st of April, some historic stuff happened. I'm going to tell you about it, don't worry. On this date in 1509, with the death of Henry VII, his eldest surviving son assumed the British throne as, wait for it, Henry VIII. I know, crazy, strange, crazy. In 1526, Babur, the ruler of Kabul, led Mughal forces to victory against Sultan Ibrahim Lodi, establishing the Mughal dynasty in India. That's Lodi, not Lodi. All right? It probably would not have happened against a Norse god. I'm just saying. In 1782, Friedrich Froebel a German educational reformer and the founder of kindergarten. He was also born in Oberweisbach, Thuringia. Where the hell is Thuringia? Can somebody comment down below? Where is Thuringia? In 1789, John Adams was sworn in as the first vice president of the United States, 9 days before George Washington's presidential inauguration. That means, ladies and gentlemen, that John Adams was vice president for almost 2 weeks before we had a president. And somehow they think that these laws and rules are going to work. I guess they have. In 1800, French forces under General Jean-Baptiste Kleber recaptured Cairo and initiated the brief French occupation of Egypt. I know, it's hard to believe it's been that long. In 1830, James Starley, an inventor and the father of the bicycle industry, was born in Elborn, Sussex, England. In 1836, General Sam Houston led 800 Texans to victory over a Mexican army of 1,500 under General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna in the Battle of San Jacinto, ensuring the Texans' independence from Mexico. In 1838, American naturalist and writer John Muir, who, as an advocate of U.S. forest conservation, was largely responsible for the establishment of both Sequoia National Park and Yosemite National Park in California. He was born today in Scotland in 1838. In 1918, Manfred Freiherr Baron von Richthofen. Guys, imagine screaming that out in bed. Oh, Manfred Freiherr Baron von Richthofen. By the time you got it all out, if he's doing his job, you probably had at least 4 or 5 of those organisms. He was Germany's top flying ace in World War I. But on today's date, he was shot down and killed during a battle near Amiens, France. In 1934, the Daily Mail printed a photograph that reportedly depicted the small head and neck of the Loch Ness Monster. The iconic image, widely known as the surgeon's photograph, sparked an international sensation, but was later revealed to be a hoax because it was just a grainy black and white photo of Beast Mode's giant pinky finger. In 1966, the Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie I, believed to be the second coming of Christ by many Rastas, arrived in Jamaica for a visit, an event since celebrated annually in Rastafari as Groundation Day. In 1977, Annie, a popular musical based on the newspaper comic strip Little Orphan Annie, first opened on Broadway. In 1986, ladies and gentlemen, a much hyped television special, American journalist Geraldo Rivera opened a vault that was found in the former headquarters of Chicago gangster Al Capone. However, he and an estimated 30 million TV viewers discovered that it was empty. forever showing the same level of discouragement as any woman who sleeps with me. In 1990, Russian-born artist and fashion designer Urte, a major figure in Art Deco, who created spectacular costumes. Somebody just threw my controller on the floor. Who created spectacular costumes and set designs for French music hall reviews. He died on this day at age 97 in 1990. He lived a good life. In 2002, French President Jacques Chirac faced a re-election challenge on this day in 2002 from extremist Jean-Marie Le Pen in the first round of presidential voting. But 2 weeks later, he handily defeated him to win a second term. Asked later how he beat him, he said, "I simply shot him and went pew, pew, pew." Ladies and gentlemen, the number one event that occurred on this day in history as voted on by me, Beast Mode. In 2016, American musician Prince, who created groundbreaking music that fused funk, rhythm, and blues, rock and roll, and pop, and was one of the biggest stars of the 1980s and 90s, died at the age of 57 from an accidental overdose of fentanyl. A powerful opioid. Can we get an F in the chat for the artist formerly known as Prince? The past is the history. The future is the mystery. The present is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Today is no different, ladies and gentlemen. We have lots to celebrate in the US of A. Some crazy stuff, okay? Today we celebrate 5 different holidays. 5. Today is the long-awaited National Yellow Bat Day. April 21st honors National Yellow Bat Day. On this day in 1967, the Army activated the 265th Army Security Agency Company with the 101st Airborne Division at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. The official insignia of the 265th is a bat with outstretched wings on a full moon rising with the motto, "Through the night below." Symbolically, the bat represents mystery and secrecy due to its nocturnal nature. The bat fittingly describes the intelligence support provided by the Army Security Agency Battalion. April 21st is National Kindergarten Day, and it honors the birthday of the man who started the first kindergarten, Friedrich Wilhelm August Froebel is credited with starting the first kindergarten in Germany in 1837. Froebel was a German teacher and a student of Johann Pestalozzi, Froebel laid a foundation for modern education, recognizing that children, exactly like Connor AC4, learn through play and experience. National Chocolate Covered Cashews Day is observed each year on April 21st. Not unlike other nuts. Cashews and chocolate, they get along good together. Of course, chocolate lovers savor the combination of nutty crunch and creamy, rich chocolate. Listen here, bottom lip. If you mute my microphone one more time, bottom lip, I'm gonna remove you. Today is National High Five Day. Did you know that? Each year on the third Thursday in April, we observe National High Five Day. This is a fun day where you can high five everybody you see. Folklore fills the hallowed halls of sports stadiums concerning the origins of the high five. From the basketball to the volleyball court and baseball stadium, the sports metaphor has been well worn on this topic. The two most well-known claims take place in less than a 2-year time span. During the 1977 regular season Dodgers game, Dusty Baker hit the home run that made the team the first in history to have 4 players with at least 30 regular season home runs each. As Baker rounded third and headed home, Glenn Burke waited at home plate to congratulate him. In a moment that is Dodgers history but was never televised, Burke greeted his teammate by raising his hand, and they slapped hands in a victorious high five. Or, during basketball's 1978-79 season, the University of Louisville basketball team switched up their regular low fives on the home court thanks to Wiley Brown and Derek Smith. Out of all the triumphant sports gestures such as the fist bump, the fanny slap, the fist pump, the end zone dance, the chest bump, the high five stands in a class all of its own. Ladies and gentlemen, the last thing we celebrate today is Get to Know Your Customers Day. This is a very important observance if you are a $2 hooker, all the way up to, say, $8. After that, it's probably okay. Get to Know Your Customers Day reminds businesses to reach out to patrons and get to know them better. The day is observed annually on the third Thursday of each quarter. We have to do this 4 times a year, you guys. Unbelievable. Today's joke of the day, brought to you by Beast Mode. An old woman walked up and tied her old mule to the hitching post. As she stood there, brushing some of the dust from her face and clothes, a young gunslinger steps out of the saloon with a gun in one hand and a bottle of whiskey in the other. The young gunslinger looks at the woman and laughs. "Hey, old woman, have you ever danced?" The old woman looks up at the gunslinger and said, "No, sir. I never did dance. I never really wanted to." A crowd had gathered as the gunslinger grinned and said, "Well, you old bag, you're gonna dance now," and started shooting at her feet. The old woman prospector, not wanting to get her toe blown off, started hopping around. Everybody was laughing. When his last bullet had fired, the young gunslinger, still laughing, holstered his gun and turned around to go back into the saloon. However, the old woman turned to her old pack mule, pulled out a double-barreled shotgun, and cocked both hammers. The loud clicks carried clearly through the desert air, and the crowd stopped laughing immediately. The young gunslinger heard the sounds too, and he turned around very slowly. The silence was almost deafening. The crowd watched as the young gunman stared at the old woman and the large gaping holes of those two twin barrels. The barrels of the shotgun never wavered in the old woman's hands as she quietly said, "Son, have you ever kissed a mule's ass?" The gunslinger swallowed hard and said, "No, ma'am, but I've always wanted to." There are 5 lessons here for all of us to learn. Number 1, never be arrogant. Number 2, don't waste ammunition. Number 3, whiskey makes you think you're smarter than you really are. Number 4, always make sure you know who has the power. And number 5, and most importantly, don't mess with old women. They didn't get old by being stupid. Did you know? Yeah. Did you know that the first item ever sold on eBay was a broken laser pointer? It's true. It's a truth universally acknowledged that you should be careful when you shop online. Thankfully, Mark Fraser was apparently fully aware that he was getting a broken laser pointer when he bought it for $14.83 from Pierre Omidyar, eBay's founder, in 1995. I bet you didn't know this, but now you do. You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, every single day on It's Beast Mode, we are super excited, proud, honored, etc., etc., to bring to you a song of the day. This song is one of my favorite songs. I knew the video existed, but it's not on YouTube. I had to go to the ends of the earth to locate this video for you people. I hope you understand how absolutely privileged you should feel. This is my very good friend and one of the most positive, uplifting people I have ever met in my life. Her name is Crystal Yates. And this is called Raining in Amarillo. Enjoy.
Thunder woke me up this morning. Look like tears on my window pane. Lonesome came down without warning. Wouldn't you know that it brought the rain? I tried to take a walk down Georgia Street. Can't say what's different, but somehow it changed. I passed that old place we used to meet. But since you're gone, it just ain't the same. Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Look at it fall, don't it be all you ever seen? Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since you left for New Orleans, I hope a clear blue skies above you. I hope you're happy and the weather's fine. But just remember how much I love you, darling. While you're out there smiling in the bright sunshine. Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Look at it fall, don't it be all you ever seen? Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Ever since you left for New Orleans. Oh, and it's raining in Amarillo. Look at it fall, don't it be all you ever seen? Oh, and it's raining